Hi, friends. Hello. How are you? I miss you, even though it's been 1 week. I hope that you're doing well. This is the Me and You podcast. I'm your host, Rebecca, and this is a safe place on the internet for all things personal evolution and self compassion and, communal compassion and community. And I do believe, and I always say this, that the internet can be a very safe place so long as we let it. And this is a safe place to unravel as your truest self and connect to deeper parts of yourself and learn more about each other along the way. So, thank you for being here with me. And I hope that you are having a lovely day, whether it's the morning or the evening or the afternoon. You need a little midday pick me up. I'm excited because this episode is just going to be real scrimple. I just want to talk about pockets of positivity and ways to find enchantment in your everyday life because it is so enchanting. And I kind of heard it said as like glimmers of joy. And I was in a yoga class a while ago, and the instructor read a passage of a poem or something while we were in Savasana. And she talked about how like joy comes in like flickers and glimmers. Like it's not something that just like is here and is long lasting. It's like in little like shimmers. It kind of reminds me of how when you look at the ocean or you look at a body of water and you see the sun reflecting over it, and there's like these constant ebbs of flickering stardust over the surface. And that's kind of what I think of joy as. Like it's not this consistent thing, it's not the water, but rather it's the flickers of sunshine over the top of it. And that's kind of just what I want to get into today. I just want to lift the vibe a little bit. I've got some stuff to read to you, a fun little story. And yeah, so let's get into it. So last night I was talking to one of my very good friends about this episode and I was really excited for it. We were sitting on her balcony and I was just gazing up at the night sky and I was just telling her I think that she had some chimes, and I was just saying how chimes make me so happy, and how I actually really want to write a poem about chimes. And I don't want to say too much about it though, because I'm always so paranoid about sharing my work before it's out. But yeah, I want to write a poem about chimes. And well, let me backtrack. I love to write poetry, and I love to write, and so I want to write a poem about chimes and just how like long story short, how it kind of just gives me hope that like people have chimes because I'm like, how beautiful is it that we live in a world that like people buy chimes? Like they like the sound of the elements interacting with this beautiful instrument and just playing it through the air for us all to hear is gorgeousness, you know? And I was telling her that. And as I was saying that, and as I was saying how there's all these like flickers of joy around us constantly, I saw a beautiful shooting star. And it just felt like the best way to start this episode because I really do believe that when you share an experience and bask in the positivity and beauty and luck and glimmers of joy in your life, I really do think that whatever is on the other side, whether you believe that's God or the universe or spirit or none of it at all, I don't know, but like whatever's on the other side is interacting with you back. And like it just felt like a little sign to just see a beautiful like shooting star as I was talking about that. It was just so like it felt like the universe was giving me a hug back, you know? Also, just want to say that there is crazy construction going on outside. And once again, Riverside, you should sponsor me. This is crazy. Like that construction is so bad and it's in like every single episode and you guys can't hear it. And it's like it's wild because it's so much like beeping and it starts so early in the morning and I'm like I'm like, do you guys have a life? I mean, I get it. I get this is your life. I take that back. I take it back. Whoa. I didn't mean that. Okay. It is a lot and it's very hard to sleep through. And it definitely sounds like World War III is happening outside my window. And the fact that Riverside is covering up those outside sounds is, good for them. Good for them. I want to start by reading maybe a little passage, a little something that I wrote. This was a journal prompt that I wrote called What Do I Love Most? At the time, me and my friend were doing like a weekly cleanse together where we were kind of getting out all the distractions and like regulating our sleep schedule, regulating our eating schedule, incorporating mindful movement every day and journaling. And we were journaling together in the morning and then sharing our passages. So this is from that time. And yeah, and it was called What Do I Love Most? And I wrote, I love my friends. I love the color green and gold, like the earth and the sun. I love fairies and frolicking through the woods. I love floating in water. I love my precious family. I love being an educator. I love dancing and using my voice to share my innermost self. I love music and stars, especially the shooting ones. I love the way bubbles catch the light and produce rainbows. I love my furry friends, rolling hills, and blissful streams. I love this enchanting existence. Gorgeousness and pockets of positivity are throughout all of our day. And these little moments, when you bask in them, they really do ripple out. Like when you're driving to work and you let someone in, you know how like a car needs to get in? Like sometimes you're like, not today, bitch. Like I'm driving for a girl. I got to get to where I got to go. But you know those times where you just like let the car in and like, you know, that person that might have been stressed about wherever they need to go. Like, oh, thank you, car. Thanks for letting me in. Like, love to see we're working together out here. Just so many little moments that ripple positivity throughout your existence and your experience. I was also talking to my mom about this a while ago. We were talking about how like why be positive and what are the ripples of positivity. And we were talking about how like it challenges a mood shift to accept positivity and like noticing how your mood slightly elevates when you just recognize something positive or you give a little moment of gratitude, kind of like for how the sun is shining, for how the trees are swaying, for how the birds are singing, like these really simple things that exist here every single day. And how just noticing these little things, these little acts of service, and these little moments of peace and reclamation bring you back into yourself. And we were talking about how sometimes your mind gets into like a bit of a rabbit hole and like suddenly remembers something and just start to work yourself up. And it's like, how can you recognize that thought process and then like shift your energy towards something that is giving you a little bit more peace or like finding the positivity in things? And like in no way is this escaping the hard things. I'm a firm believer that you should always sit with the really difficult stuff because the difficult stuff is like where the growth is, where the learning is, where the self-love is. I do really believe that like your mind is so powerful and what you choose to linger on and where you choose to spend your energy, oh my goodness, can change your life. I really do think that. We were just kind of talking about how you can practice techniques to put the brakes on heaviness and difficulty and tension in your body. And I really think like recognizing the positive things in your life can really help you get there. And I want to read another little passage that I wrote a while ago on how there is like magic in all of the really simple, beautiful moments of our life and how we can find and bask in them. This is literally from 2023. That's crazy. I can't believe it was that long ago. I'm going to read you a little passage from this and I hope you enjoy. I love fantasy. I love fairy tales and mystical things. I love to see how magic is here every day in every little moment. I believe magic is everywhere and in everything. Glennon Doyle wrote that she used to believe there was more magic in pretend than there was in real life, and now she knows better. It's because the magic of make believe doesn't really exist. The magic of real life is here. It's really happening. The way the sun shimmers on water, shooting stars, rainbows, the swirling creative world inside of my head and heart, magic mushrooms, plant medicine, living in a luxury condo after the worst year of your life, canyons, deserts, the night sky, the northern lights, sunsets, sunrises, sun showers, the way the birds sing, the shadow of palm trees cascading on water, backlit by moonlight, a body healing to full capacity after surgery, a body doing that 3 times over, clouds, hearing I love you, saying I love you, the feeling in your heart after you learn and master a new skill, dancing, dancing with others, playing guitar to the moon and the stars, comforted by the dead of night, bubbles, crystals, butterflies, chimes, art, feeling seen by another human, the sky, land regrowing after devastation, and the portal of birth. How a loved one passes, but they're still here. Magic. It is everywhere. The only thing make believe is our refusal to see it. And I really enjoyed that little passage of, you know, kind of like basking in the really simple things of how beautiful that we live on an earth that has canyons and deserts and waterfalls and butterflies. I swear fairies live in those woods. It is just such a cool experience to bask in these little things and to find these little pockets of positivity throughout your day and how they can just ripple out into so many meaningful experiences. And then they can channel into other people's lives. And we are like elevating each other when we choose to elevate ourselves from within. And that's just a gorgeous experience to have. And Yeah, I just think that's really beautiful. Some ways that I find pockets of positivity throughout my day. I have a little kitty walking by, and that's definitely a pocket of positivity. But little moments that I just bask in the positivity of my life. And I'm just kind of going to walk you through my day and, share how I do that. But when I get ready in the morning, and the fact that I have running water is such a blessing, the fact that the water can alternate between temperatures of cold and hot and just right is so lucky that I have the patience and the time to sit and experience that, and that I get to luxuriate in my body by putting lotion on and perfume, and I get to be with my senses and myself and love on myself. Whenever I get ready, I do take a moment to be present with my body and with the sensations in my body. So I will like rub lotion over my body and kind of say like I'm present with my arms, I'm present with my chest, I'm present with my back, I'm present with my face, I'm present with my stomach, and just kind of go through my whole body as a way to like reclaim the present moment and to be here now and in these sensations. I love meditating with the sun on my face. I love curling up to the cat, before I get ready for the day. Hey, buddy. I love when I get time in bed. I call it bedtime, but it's like in the morning when I get to just stay in bed and lay and relax and daydream. The way that I was recording and then the cat walked by and unplugged the USB, that was disrespectful. That was rude. And to think I was being grateful for you, absolutely craziness. Well, I was saying that like all these little moments ripple out throughout your day, and being able to lay in bed for extra time before you have to get up. When your coworker brings you in a snack or a coffee or a drink, or like somebody that you're interacting with throughout your day gives you unexpected food. Oh, that is the best. Moving my body, being able to feel the sensations in my body, being able to have the time once again to recognize my body is moving, and I get to be here with this experience, and I get to experience the sensations in my body is such like a beautiful, lucky thing to have, and lucky to have the time to notice. And like walking to your car and noticing like what kind of birds are flying through the sky. Like the other day, I noticed that there was like green birds flying by, and I was like, what the fuck? We have green birds here? Like, that's crazy. And on my way into work, just thinking about how beautiful it is to catch like a random rainbow in the sky, or like when it rains but it's still sunny out and it reminds you that two things can be true at once, or the way that you can finally move past a difficult thing that you've been working through for so long, and taking a little moment to celebrating that, and continuing through your day. The laughter of children is unmatched for me. I literally feel like going to a park and just hearing how children play and how they interact is one of the best feelings, and I am confident can raise anybody's vibe. Like, I really feel like it scratches something inside of all of us just to like hear children being whimsical and like having fun and doing make believe things. So fun, so cute. And kind of continuing through all these little moments when you sit down and have a meal, just taking a moment to be so grateful for the wonderful food and nourishment inside of you that you get to experience, and how you wish and pray that other people get to have this sort of nourishment, this sort of peace and relaxation as they enter into eating a meal as a break of their day. And being able to come home after a long day and land in your room, or land in your home, or land with your people, and being able to decompress hard things with loved ones. I have a friend who always says that a sorrow shared is halved and a joy shared is doubled. And I think that is so gorgeous and such a beautiful way to emphasize the importance of community. Having good friends who care about your evolution is just such a lucky thing. Yeah, there are just so many beautiful pockets of positivity throughout our life that we can kind of lean into. And kind of like, I love thinking about it as like a pocket, because it's like you could just reach in there and grab it and hold on to it real quick, and then like continue forward. And it's just like, it's right there. It's in your tool belt. Like, take a moment to stop, feel your feet on the ground, feel your back against a chair, feel your head held up as the wind breezes past it, and just feel how enchanting this life really is. I just feel so grateful and so blessed to be alive and to be sharing this experience with other wonderful humans. And I was talking to my friend last night about how someone that we know was saying that they want to make it far in life. And we were talking about how, like, rather than making it quote unquote far in life, which is a beautiful goal. I was saying I'd rather be rich in development and rich in personal evolution, rich in self understanding, rich in coping, rich in sharing myself with the world and honoring the true expression of other people. I would rather be rich in my own emotional understanding and evolution, because I really do feel like the richness of life stems from that. And you can have all the money in the world and all the quote unquote success of the world, but not know yourself deeply and not be able to love and cherish and heal and cope with yourself deeply. And it's like, do any of these things even really have true meaning if you don't have that? You know, your mental health is everything. And to have these little practices in my life that can bring me back to myself. And I'm wondering for you, like, what are little things that bring you back to yourself? How do you like to have pockets of positivity in your day? You know, whether that's giving to other people, cherishing a beautiful interaction at the grocery store, letting another car in when you're in line at a light. Like, what are all the ways that these little micro ways that you spread love and give love and receive love? If you can take away anything from this episode, it's that pockets of positivity are not like a huge life shift. It's recognizing the real magic in small pockets in your life and these tiny moments that can interrupt the chaos and remind you that you're still alive, you're still here, you're still capable, you're still breathing, and you still have so much access to joy. And in a way, it almost feels like the pockets of positivity aren't luck, but they're just like a strategy to loving yourself and loving your experience better. And I hope that throughout your day today, you're able to connect to that peace and that calm inside of yourself. This isn't about pretending that your life is perfect. It's about choosing to witness the light even when the world feels really heavy. And that these moments are proof that your spirit is still awake and still sensing and still capable of joy, because your senses are your superpower. So noticing these little pockets and letting them pull you back into your own brilliance. The world is only as beautiful as you make it. If you notice beauty all around you, it's because you have so much enchanting beauty inside of you. And that's a gorgeous quality that we all have the opportunity to create inside of ourselves. So thank you for being here with me today. This was just a really small, simple little episode. I hope it raises your vibration. It brings you closer to yourself. And let's all be a little closer to ourselves today, because I'm feeling real disconnected. And that's okay though, because that's just kind of the ebbs and flows of life. But these little pockets of positivity and anchors in our routine, I feel like raise the bar of like our medium. And then like there's like these ebbs and flows that we go through, in our life, and these peaks and these valleys, but all through the way you have this like steady trajectory that you're on. And I feel like that's your mindfulness, if that makes sense. I hope that you have a really good day today. And I'm thinking about you and I love you and I hope that you're well. And I'm looking forward to connecting again next time. Bye.
So, may utwarte?